women market, we're very like, yeah, we've tapped into it, and like we're very good when it comes to the men.
Experienced the most success with the men market. Yeah.
Surprisingly, with the women, it's more.
It's harder.
Yeah, it's harder. So we're kind of like still trying to tap into the women market. But yeah, but so far so good. Like it's up and down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's interesting. You said, why is it harder when it comes to women? You guys are.
It's funny, right? It's three
Yeah.
ladies, and we thought that the women will be our best market, but some of the things that we've noticed over the years is just the difference in spending habit for men versus female. Like we notice that guys will see something and be like, that looks good, and they'll just buy it. Like, but women will be like, that looks good, and then they have to think of, when am I gonna wear this? What do I have to wear it to? Before they purchase it or before they buy it. And sometimes, like, especially when we do fashion shows, like most of them we take pictures with it. They be like, I already have these pictures. Like, why do I still need to buy it? Like, so it's harder. And then we have a lot more competition when it comes to the women market. There's a lot of like boutiques and companies that are catered to the women when it comes to African or Afro modern outfits, as opposed to the men. So that also plays a little bit of a role in it. So it's just a little bit of some stuff. But yeah, we're still trying to figure out what we're doing wrong with the women market. And if anybody has any ideas, we're totally open to that.
and I also think that it's I don't know if you guys notice, like we don't really wear pants. So like pants is not really our market. So we're more of like skirts and dresses, and we know in the United States it's like you rarely find people that wear only skirts and only dresses, and when people actually do, it has to be like, I guess, like extremely short, or like they wear it once in a while to like occasions. So I think that's another reason like it's a little more difficult to tap into the women market, because you know we don't sell pants, you know, the jumpsuits, and we're more focused on like dresses and skirts. It's a good point.
That's good. Are you guys looking to get into that or no?
No.
Okay. So what was the process of you guys coming up with a collection?
Listen, multiple meetings.
Also,
multiple meetings. Research. 2 a.m. meetings.
A lot of 2 a.m.
So
meetings.
I think it just kind of starts off with one of us seeing something that we like, and then telling the others like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then we're like, oh my gosh, that would make a great collection. So it usually starts off as one idea, and then we have a meeting about it. And then because we don't flush out all the details in one meeting, we schedule another meeting to continue fleshing out the details. And so that kind of like goes into multiple meetings. But it's generally just things that we find interesting, or things that we think will look good, or fabrics that are just fire and something has to be done about it. So those are just, I guess, the basics, I guess. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite interesting. How as family, 'cause I know you guys are brothers, so how does that balance? You guys have that balance, you know, you got a business, woman, entrepreneur, and family. How do you guys keep that balance?
How do we keep that balance? Good news.
I mean, we make sure that we know what our priorities are. So we, regardless of what happened, we know that God, family is first. So because we have that at the back of our mind, we also make time for those things that are important. And because it's, you know, 3 sisters in the business, we already get to spend time with each other business-wise. Unfortunately.
I'm just kidding.
And so it helps the bond. And you know, our brothers are also doing their own thing. So
and they're in the business too.
Yeah. You know, they model for us. One of our brother is into photography and videography. Shout out to Afro Prime. So he does a lot of our shooting. So it's weird that the business does let us bond in a different type of way, and we do spend that extra time with each other that, you know, if not for the business, we wouldn't have.
Yeah, and our parents too, like they're really, really, really supportive. Like with everything that we sell, they want something. So that,
you know, it's funny that you say that, because like my dad, he doesn't really wear tracksuit, but they're so supportive that regardless of what we make,
Just buy it
they just
anyway.
buy it. Like I'm just like, you don't even wear tracksuit. Like you don't need track. He's like, give it to me. I'll figure out where I'll wear it to. Yeah. So having that family support is also really good. We're blessed to have that. So that's it's amazing.
Thank God for that. Thank God. So if you guys could give yourself advice, you guys been in business for 3 years, give yourself when you started advice, what would that be? Like you supposed to write a letter to your previous self. What would that be?
Like
An advice to our beginning self before.
Mm-hmm.
be patient and be more consistent. Those two I would like definitely tell myself.
Why those two?
Because
Come on, girl.
it gets harder, like regardless of what Instagram shows, it gets really difficult because like you're telling yourself, oh my gosh, it just looks really good. And you go outside, you're wearing it, and people really like it, but like it's not really reflecting in the sales. So, I just have to keep reminding myself, Rome wasn't built in a day, just little by little, we'll get there. And consistency, I think, take more pictures. I guess we always say this, but we never really, we'll say it now and then maybe a few minutes now, like, yeah, we really have to do this. And then we do it for 2 weeks and then 3 weeks later, we're kind of like, ah. So like be more consistent with like posting, doing more collaborations, and yeah, those two.
Would you ever guys commit to doing this full time, or it would take a certain level for you guys? Like you guys need to get to a certain level in sales before all three of you guys go full time.
Full time is the long term.
That's
This
the
is
goal.
our retirement plan.
Yeah.
That's
we,
right.
we see ourselves, at least in our long term plan. Long term is that we're doing this globally. Where this is what we do on a daily basis.
Yeah, no 9 to 5.
Yeah, it's not like our regular
on, somebody.
jobs. Hopefully our companies don't see this one. But like this is like our long-term plan where we just don't want it to be like a company where we make clothes. We want it to be a company where we're providing jobs in our community. We are also doing a lot of like non-profit things. We're giving back to the community. So yeah, this is definitely the plan where we're going to be doing this full time. It's not really a sales kind of number. It's more of where if we get to a point where we can't handle it ourselves, that we need to start to bring in other people, then we'll start to do that. But yeah.
How soon you think you can get there to that level?
How long?
Yeah.
How soon or
I
how
don't
long?
think you can really put like a time
it.
on it because God works in mysterious ways. For some people it take a year, some people 10 years. God, hopefully us is not 10 years, so God beg. But yes, but what I'm saying is like God's favor, meaning like God's favor is like breaking protocols. So hopefully God will like favor us to the point that maybe one morning we wake up and like things just,
Billions of
you know what I mean? And like we're so that everything demands. So I wouldn't really say a year or two from now. I'm just like saying it depends on the favor of God and what his plans are for the business.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Sure that we're prepared for it, because I think one of the things we're big on self-growth, making sure that we are growing as individuals. One of the things is to make sure that we are prepared for when we encounter that kind of growth. And that is something every time we have our meetings, we're saying, what happens if this scenario happens? And we prepared and we're ready to do this. So in as much as it's in our long-term plan, on a more frequent or daily basis, we're making sure that we are prepared for it if it does happen.
Laying the foundation.
We're laying the foundation and the plans for it. Yeah.